The fuselage is the main structure or body of the aircraft and carries the passengers and crew in safe, comfortable conditions. It also provides space for controls, accessories and other equipment. It transfers loads to and from the main planes or wings, the tailplane, fin, landing gear and, in certain configurations, the power plants. There are three main types of construction in use. First, there is the truss or framework type, which is generally used for light, non-pressurized aircraft. Then there is monocoque. And finally, semi-monocoque, which is in use on most other aircraft. The last two types of structure are more generally referred to as stressed skin. The framework consists of light-gauge steel tubes welded together to form a space frame of triangular shape to give the most rigid of geometric forms. Each tube carries a specific load, the magnitude of which depends on whether the aircraft is airborne or on the ground. It's a strong, easily constructed and relatively trouble-free basic structure. The framework is covered by a lightweight aluminium alloy or fabric skin to give an enclosed, aerodynamically efficient load-carrying compartment. Monocoque is a French word meaning single shell. In a monocoque structure, all the loads are taken by a stressed skin with just light internal frames or formers to give the required shape. Sandwich construction, which is a honeycomb core with a skin of aluminium alloy or composite material, such as glass-reinforced plastic or carbon fibre-reinforced plastic, can be used to provide rigidity and strength. Even slight damage to the skin can seriously weaken the structure. To be a true monocoque, the structure would have no apertures in it at all, but for practical purposes they have to be provided for access and maintenance. The apertures have to be reinforced so that the integrity of the structure is maintained. Once the aircraft doors are closed and all the hatches and access panels are fitted, the fuselage is, to all intents and purposes, a monocoque structure. As aircraft became larger and the air loads greater, the pure monocoque structure was found not to be strong enough. Additional structural members known as longerons were added to run lengthwise along the fuselage, joining the frames together. The light alloy skin is then attached to the frames and longerons by riveting or adhesive bonding. Longerons stiffen the skin and assist the sheet materials to carry loads along their length. This gives us the semi-monocoque type of construction. This is the most common type of construction used in modern light aircraft. When cutouts are made to stressed skin structures, for example to provide access panels, doors or windows, or when repairs are required to damaged areas, reinforcement, in the form of doublers or backing plates, is required around the cutout. Bulkheads are set in place to separate the different sections of the aircraft, for instance, the engine compartment from the passenger compartment. The bulkhead has the same basic shape as the frame or former, but almost completely isolates one compartment from the other. Having said that, some holes will have to be made in a bulkhead in order to allow control fittings, pipework, and electrical cables to pass through. Bulkheads are usually much more substantially built than the frames, because they are subject to greater loads. The bulkhead, which separates the engine from the passenger compartment, serves to prevent the passage of fire from the engine rearwards, and will do so for some time, although not indefinitely. The wings support the weight of the aircraft in the air, and so must have sufficient strength and stiffness to be able to do this. Their strength and stiffness are determined by the thickness of the wing, with the thickness and type of construction used being dependent on the speed requirements of the aircraft. The types of construction are biplane, braced monoplane, and cantilever monoplane. Very few biplanes fly at more than 200 knots in level flight, so the air loads are low, which means that a truss-type design which is covered in fabric, is satisfactory. The wing spars, interplane struts and bracing wires form a lattice girder of great rigidity, which is highly resistant to bending and twisting. Unfortunately, it also generates a relatively large amount of drag, which accounts for the fact that biplanes fly relatively slowly. This type of design is also used on low-speed aircraft, although it's very popular with manufacturers such as Cessna, whose aircraft can hardly be said to be slow. One of the most famous braced monoplanes was the Spirit of St. Louis that Charles Lindbergh piloted in his epic solo transatlantic flight. Let's now look at cantilever wings. The main planes have to absorb the stresses due to lift and drag in flight and, if of cantilever design, their own weight when on the ground. This is achieved by building the wing around one or more main load-bearing members known as spars, which are constructed so that they will absorb downwards bending stresses when on the ground and the upwards, rearwards and twisting stresses when in flight. The major structural components of the wings are generally manufactured from aluminium alloys, with composite materials such as glass-reinforced plastic, carbon-reinforced plastic and honeycomb structures being used for fairings, control surfaces and flaps, etc. Bending stress relief is also provided by positioning the major fuel tanks within the wing. Main planes may be of single-spar, twin-spar or multi-spar construction. A conventional structure would consist of front and rear spars, the metal skin attached to the spar to form a torsion box. The skin takes the loads due to differences in air pressure and the mass and inertia of the fuel in the wing tanks. It generates direct stresses in a spanwise direction as a response to bending moments and also reacts against twisting. Stringers are spanwise members which give the wing rigidity by stiffening the skin in compression. Formers, or ribs as they are sometimes called, maintain the aerofoil shape of the wings, support the spars, stringers and skin against buckling, and pass concentrated loads from engines, landing gear and control surfaces into the skin and spars. The tail unit, or stabilizing unit, sometimes called the empennage, comes in many different designs. It can be conventional, T-tail, H-tail, or V-tail. Some aircraft have their longitudinal stability and control provided by foreplanes, canards. The horizontal surfaces, which are known as the tailplane or horizontal stabilizer, provide longitudinal stability by generating upwards or downwards forces as required. The vertical surfaces, the vertical stabilizer or fin, generate sideways forces as required. Longitudinal control is provided by either the elevators or the moving tailplane, depending on design. Directional control is provided by the rudder. Both the tailplane and the fin are subject to both bending and torsional stresses. Structurally, the tail unit components are generally smaller versions of the main planes, in that they use spars, ribs, stringers and skin in their construction. On some aircraft they may also be sealed to provide fuel storage space. They also use the same basic materials, for instance, aluminium alloys or composites with honeycomb structures. High-density expanding foam is sometimes used within control surfaces to provide greater stiffness at lower weight.